Okay guys, check this out. This is going to be an interesting video where we look at the case for a 2800 Bitcoin correction. Worst case scenario, just to see if it is at all possible. So let's start in 2014. It's not saying that this will happen, and this is not financial advice, but just saying, is there a case, a scenario where it is possible? So let's grab a look here. As we go to 2014 and we start from this high point here and we make a set of fib circles to the point where we hit the low, we see some interesting things happen where we got a point of capitulation that occurs right at the edge of the 2.618 line. These fib circles just do interesting things where you can see action happening around these lines, and it's for mathematical reasons. So let's just keep that in mind. That is not something that is going to support this next point, but just to let you know that fib circles work. Now, here we go. I drew a pitchfork from the 2014 peak down to the bottom point up to the peak in 2017, before the big massive run to 19,000. So we've got those channels there. Now, I also have a fib circle, and I drew this circle from the high point to the end of the point of capitulation for a reason, because we need bigger rings out here. When we pull this back this way, we don't get any ring out here where we need it, and we need that to see the point that I'm about to make. Now, let's stick with this current time and let's just zoom in and show you something. When we see this center line here from the pitchfork, let's go back and get it all in the screen here. We know that when you go from lows to highs, a pitchfork will show you that action tends to bounce around a center line and oscillate. So in other words, we can go from here, up, above, down and around, and we're in the top part of this active pitchfork channel constructed from 2014 to 2017. So what that means is anything can happen within this range, and we're still on an overall uptrend. So we can come all the way down to this center line and even dip below it. We're going to come back to that center line, and we're still on the same overall trend where there shouldn't be any reason for panic. So now let's look and see what we have here and maybe draw on this chart to show you the possibility here. We'll make this red a nice fat line here. If we start at this point, when we get to this fib boundary right here, let me use a circle here. Once we get to this point, I think we are either going to move up or move down. So the choice will be we jump up or we jump down. And I think jump down is going to happen because this time period here that we have for the bear market has not been long enough. And I can zoom out and show you that. But this bear market did not end right here. Can't happen. The bear market has to continue to be longer than the previous. I'll show you why. Let's jump back, drawing off, and let's scroll over and look at the previous run. Now, notice how short this time period is, leaving this to your mind to remember the scale. Look at how long of a time that we had for the previous bear market. Boom. It was about that long. Holy cow. Now, do you see that length of time? And then do you want to compare that to right now and tell me that the bear market was over? Let's look at this. Stick it in that box. Boop. No. And as we know, bear markets get longer. We're going to continue this on the next video. Hang with me.